It's well made back on.
You know, like Terrace assures me that I can play it.
It's well made back on Facebook. Thanks a lot, Terrace, for playing on Facebook. Look, I love it.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you for coming out on this cold and rainy afternoon on Father's Day. How many fathers do we have here? Hands up. Fathers, non-binary people can be be fathers too on Father's Day. There's Brian over there doing our sound, spending Father's Day doing our sound for us. And anyway, so thank you all for coming. We're going Wear Fierce Violence, and we're having a show for you this afternoon. I'm Lou Steer. We also have Charles Freyberg, Peter Urquhart and Marguerite Montes. I want to acknowledge that we are standing on the ground of the Gadigal Wongal people of the Eora Nation, and I want to pay my respects to their leaders, past, present and emerging. You might hear from me a little bit later on, a little bit more about that. And please make yourself at home. If you need to go and get a drink or anything, don't do it during my set, do it during Charles's. Just kidding, Charles, you know I love you. And now, without further ado, I'm getting off the stage for the time being, and Peter will give you a little bit of sound to soothe the savage beast. Please make him very welcome.
I'm Charles Freyberg. I just thought I'd start off with a couple of poems to strong women. To Kate. A shrill warmth through the intercom. I had heard you were dead. But then I hesitate, not sure I want you to reappear in a chaos you drag around everywhere. You float through the door, waves of ginger hair with grey flecks at the roots. A purple headband can't restrain it. Green eyes flash around the room, heightened running mascara. Working out you're safe. You see me, now you're anchored. Full orange lips burst open in a smile, showing brown and broken teeth. We hum, a sour smell on your clothes. Wide open eyes, one green, one blue, stare deeply inward. Your head is large like a painted porcelain egg. It's balanced on multicolored streams of fabric. Your body is hidden in a rare bird's plumage. Your lips are pursed, unable to speak. Your arm is reaching for something you cannot find. Your legs are a wheel. Your journey is precarious. I'm staring at your painting hanging on my wall. Then I see you. Laddered green stockings, frayed legs of petticoat, a satin mauve dress, a black wrap with tassels, layers of odd-shop treasures. You shiver, it's winter, but there's a bead of sweat on your brow. Your lips purse, a fury in your eyes. We laugh, but it's hollow. We fall silent. You are so vulnerable, as I am too, as we feel them gathering. A flash of bleached hair, the dark riff of a bass guitar, mischievous eyes, fragments of people we've loved. We channel their words. Can they still enliven us? My voice rises, my gestures widen, just like yours. The blackness of my t-shirt is not enough to contain my stories. I want a colourful cape, a band in my hair, an orange on my lips, a reflection of you as you conjure a man you loved in a forest paradise. He's shaking with fury, his body fills the room. Your fist clench, my body tightens. The clown is spitting poison. His breath stinks as he slices me open. I'm nothing. We collapse together, laughing. Then a silence. I look at your painting, your shadow. I love it. You wrap me in your arms. You pour me another drink. We're surrounded by flowers in a purple forest, like a medieval tapestry. Eyes are staring from the heart of the flowers. We are being scrutinized. Beauty is full of malice. Colorful layers of fabric cling to our bodies like memories, and mingling of genders within to make a gorgeous vessel to contain our stories. A wheel takes us to wherever. We're fragile like painted eggs. One day you fell. Now I shape the curves and lines of these words. A motley for my next book. To Elizabeth Burton, and anyone who spent time around King's Cross knows who Elizabeth Burton was. I'm 16, but not very sweet. My body knotted in this raucous place of jarring rhythms where women gyrate into a blur of hair and flesh. My gawky friends have dragged me here, so far from my cocoon. I want quiet, my book shining with striking phrases, lines of trees in my window, but here, my head revolves. Their mouths are wide open, aroused, and I echo their whistles and grunts. They dig me in the ribs, they are amazed, I'm empty. I shout even louder, I stare at them, I want to be their mirror. I feel so alone, are they all pretending too? And then, a swirl of colour, strands of brightening fabric leap, a sweep of long hair. My clenched arms open as her arms loosen in a welcoming. She sheds the layers down to the warmth of her body. Then she slows, gracefully, standing and staring. her blue eyes playful. She's smiling just for me. She knows how I need that smile. So awkward and alone, my lips loosen from that part. As something gathers within me, little and gorgeous, bursting through my checked shirt. She really sees me as my friend stands sharp. I'm squirming in my chair, my arms gyrate. With a gentle wave, she gathers her clothes and leaves. As we walk out to the chaos of the streets, I feel the sweetness of my body in the wind. I feel a yearning to loosen all my tension, to share myself with intimacy, with beauty, like Elizabeth. I cannot tell my friends. If only I could kiss them. A dank room expands in purple lamplight. A cat yawns on your lap. She purrs as you stroke her. Rumpled black fur shudders into life. I'm a tiny reflection in the brown pool of her eyes and in the cold blue sapphire of yours. She bares her claws and hisses. She's stray like me. She hates professors. They want to dissect her. I say nothing. I touch her matted fur. She rolls as I scratch her soft breathing belly. You are stroking her torn ears. She hums with the cellos. She likes you. At last you smile. You are gentle. For a moment we merge in the cat's contentment. Beckett's face is staring from the tattered volume of his games, his mouth a twisted smile like your body, lounging on a torn velvet card swathed in blackness, your slender fingers expressive, opening to invite me in, then closing in a fist as the cat sprints in circles and meows. Portraits of women and me, wild like the cat with faraway eyes swirling slashes of red and blue. Everything is distorted here, like a precocious Picasso nightmare, shifting and searching for a shape. The room is a cranium. We train a telescope through the window on the zero and grey outside. We amputate slices. We float down a river, jostling with Rambos and stacked amoeba, feeding on snot of dark blue wine, and sirens and traffic and weeping from neighbouring rooms seeps in. Why do you stay with me? Why do you keep me? All the mess in my head, the cacophony of voices tearing me in pieces starts to merge in my gesture. My voice leaps with unlikely laughter. We train the car's bladder into purple blotched cups. We stroke the cat, feeling her scars. We're speaking in a tangled rhythm. Art starts here. We're trickster spirits, ready to leap with a cat's agility, purring laughter, baring our teeth with a hiss. We sit on a grassy island with a single palm tree, watching. My third eye pierces under skin, the swaggerers dragging their cartload of fear. Wild transformation behind gloomy eye. Grayness falls, shifting to green, then blue, then sickly green. The outline of bodies is blurring. A punk boy slithers, sheathed in blackness, etched with tattoos, flashes of metal. He's ready to strike with poison fangs. That trunk's in pieces. Face like a broken statue covered with moss. A duck bill, he crawls on webbed feet. Where does he belong? An angel shakes their stripy tail, pink and orange feathers. Will you wrap me in your wings? Can I climb into your costume? A soprano warbles as a filthy, spotted dog howls. He can't strum the guitar with his paws, but coins clink into his bowl. Ducks quack wobbling away from a herd of bison on a buck's note. We sit on the island running a commentary. Will this zoo turn and devour each other? Is it a nature documentary or football? Our voices are suave, very BBC. We're here to bewilder you and ourselves. We're here to jumpstart the heart of this city. Or is this city jumpstarting us? Will we join, or are we trapped in a box? The palm tree is gone from the grassy island. All is quiet now. Almost orderly, still the urge and seeking for a mate, but young eyes are clear, not veering away from the straight ahead, no swiveling head searching for a shape. They only look for what you can see, except the two side by side. A gentle boy full of adoration. The older sneers through purple lips. His body withers with disenchantment. Their gestures like mirrors, voices jostle and rise as they nettle each other to find a single vision of what they see. The younger sighs, sees me so vulnerable, so beautiful. He doesn't know it. I'm writing in my notebook. I write from beside him to face myself. I cannot mourn me. We're both so entwined in. Victor opens his lips to speak. He rolls his eyes at what I become. Then he smiles with warm complicity as a madman proclaims the end of the world. I'm the captain writing and rewriting, caution, yearning to tear off its clothes. Two sides of my brain chattering over a bottle of wood red. The wrecking ball of your voice leaps with an upward inflection. I pick up my pen and write. I'm poised in my study. Your plays still sit in the folder, a few playing to scattered houses. But the city quickly drowned them out. You fell silent, unable to ridicule the mediocre echo of social chatter. I want you to rise again in me, a clowning grease paint, strong enough to laugh in the white heat of regimented anarchy, turning the elements to beauty. Mrs. Howard. 25 years ago, like you, I ran. Whispers were all around me. I wanted to laugh with men in bars, but I felt their contempt. No kisses in the back lane, those hands tear at my clothes and they're gone. I ran to find a place, a generous place, a refuge, but they found me and gagged my accusations like God's avengers. They put me in a madhouse with other quietly furious women, all howling like me. Alone on the street searching for fantasy, then the glint of diamonds rough across my face. I have a job, a bit of adventure for a feisty girl like you. Her name is Tilly Divine. Her slashing-tongued barked orders to men in disheveled suits, her scar wrapped in a silken scarf. A room with velvet curtains, girls swagger with brittle toys, sniffing Charlie, drums tear me open and boast or car update on my breath again and again, 6 times a night. I'd collapsed in exhaustion. How I wanted her strength and fury more brutal than her thought, my lips fixed in a sneer like hers, no longer a frightened girl. Showing fake laughter. A new go-kart cries, so I caress her. I sense my hidden flow of kindness. I didn't want to shrivel with curses. I fled to protect something I couldn't name. I have a house, a crumbling mansion, and a lively tree-lined street, and a room full of dresses. This is Vanessa. Up the rickety, darkened stairs, then we walk into a cave smelling of joints and wilting flowers. She lights candles streaming with flaking wax. The room reveals its treasures, dress racks coated with a sheen of dust, her red lips smile over yellowing teeth. My fingertips glide over satin glowing lame, the rough warmth of tweed, a needle drops on a walnut phonogram, a yearning song shivers through my body. My arms open, my breathing deepens, my mouth begins to move. Fabrics tremble, pitch black, blue of oceans, taunting scarlet, orange of egg yolks. I touch, I want them to blossom on my body. She laughs with a tinge of phlegm and sorrow, and I laugh too. It's a fairy tale all around me, the story of a strong woman. Vanessa and Shirley are they girls. Funny how I often seem to think I'll never find another dream. I cannot meet the mirror, I'm empty like the dresses hanging on the rack. Shirley, can I leap with you? Soaring and plummeting on a gust, way over the orchestra, notes spurting like blood from my throat, an exquisite source. I sigh, a lump of purple glaring on my neck. It stings as I tease it with a viscous blob of makeup. His kisses seemed last year, not last night. I touched the itch of gilded twill silk as glossy as lips. Helen stitched her foot on the treadle. Sequins glow and the red and purple lace, her laughter resounds, a ridicule of dullness, then the venom of her stare, a reasoning a weapon. Let's find more strength than them. The dancers are breathing, fabric and strand like petals starts to blossom on their bodies. I bolden my makeup, the ghost of crazy, Ophelia throwing punches at the court. We're freed from all constraint. I'm nervous like a fever. The stage shakes under our feet as men quaff cocktails, pinching their wives. They share our longing for the world to be upended. Right here, right now, we turn the tables on the men who monstered us. The leering tables of butt burn with our acid. placid beauty we cast into that cheer. This is my life. Fish Park at Elizabeth Bay, and even King's Cross residents don't know that Fish Park was a place for secret women's business at the beginning of the colony. The words drain of meaning rigid on the page. I'm tired of stories. Books slide from the shelf and gather in mounds. I feel desire, not for a person, but for a merging, a flowing of shapes to quicken my breath. It cannot happen here. I picture a garden. Streetlights at equal paces, the buildings loom in their ornate pomposity. Bitumen of road is washed with a layer of yellow, rainbows of light, cold and flickering in the windows. Can I be fascinated? A trembling rhythm buzzing through cars, the hoot of a bird, a skipping flow of water, a stone bridge like a sigh, all is suggestion. The buildings fade, a dark globe is above me now, shadowy puffs float like tarnished silver lit faintly from within, bumps and furrows glimmer like thinking. An abstract sculpture of balls, wands and needles is frozen in a silhouette, the surfaces start to twitch. Swirling clouds glisten in bunches, the wind hits my cheek, a radiant rim peeps out and is swallowed again. The skies are roused, gliding with slow momentum. I close my eyes, unseen hands are weaving a garden in my mind. My breathing deepens, the focus sharpens. A sphere of thorns, then another burst open from a stalk, slithers of metal moist with a bluish sheen or as pliable as a petal. Above the stalks, a purple glow flows into the distance. The harbour ripples, flashing with red, smudges of grey. Boats are bobbing like toys. Fingers like buildings are pierced with pinpricks of light. Jagged peninsulas are floating in grey water spewed with colours. A ball sits on the lawn. The fleece of its surface is torn, shorn and pruned into a rounded head. Swarms of leaves like tiny fish feed up and down the twigs, wriggling and shaking, illuminated by the moon is full, astonishing. As it emerges, the clouds become faint, a path vibrates on the water. An intake of breath and laughter like someone I love beside me. I've awakened. Surfaces are fading. Leaves are shining with mauve, petals fall in flashes of pink. A spray of whiskers burst from the lawn, jostling in the lunar light like a seaweed at the bottom of the harbour. The wind has the thickness of water. Whispers are leaping in song. I can almost see them. The Gallagher women are at home here, sitting in a circle, weaving stories from moon, leaves and sky. I feel that presence in everything. This was a holy place. This is a holy place. Deep inside the city.
songs as I walk through history. I'm just going to sing a little a cappella song from Martina, who's come all the way from Spain, and she doesn't speak any English, I don't believe, and she's been sitting there very good. She's such a... So I'm going to sing her a little nursery rhyme that I remember from my childhood. It's probably connected to some fascist regime, I don't know, because culturally I am so disconnected, because I didn't grow up in Spain, I grew up in France. But what my mother used to sing me when I was wanting something that I couldn't have, she would sing, Tengo, 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 tú no tienes nada. Tengo 3 ovejas en una cabaña. Una me da leche y la otra me da lana, la otra mantequilla para la semana. So that
Here comes the bride, fair, fat and white, slipped on a banana skin and went for a... No, that's not right. Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to make the joyous union of Miss Eliza Donnithorne and... No, that's not right either. Does every woman dream of her wedding? I, Eliza Emily Donnithorne, dreamed of nothing else. Even now, I still dream of nothing else, even now, when it's too late to take back the choices I made. At first, I left the wedding feast on the table in my house because my only dream had been taken away. As the days passed, then the weeks, the months, the years, it seemed easier just to leave it there. The mice and creeping things are my wedding guests. They do not judge but nibble at the dried out crumbs and dance for me on those expensive, needless dinner plates. The wedding cake has lasted all these years, the Queen's snowy royal icing, yellowing as a reproach. Even my wedding guests won't touch it now. It sits as a silent reproach to my dreams. I wasn't always this crazy old woman locked in a house wearing her wedding dress, even though now it is out of style, out of date, an archaic reminder of yesteryear. Once I was just crazy in love with the idea of being a bride, perfect and pristine. When I was 5 or so, I was the flower girl at my cousin's wedding. Walking down the aisle of St. Stephen's in Newtown, I felt like a magical fairy in a story. Anything was possible. Dressed in lace and apricot silk, big sash tied above my waist, dressed in pearl buttons on my slippers, a posy of rosebuds in my hand, and the wedding cake smelling of brandy and cinnamon, the newfangled royal icing, chantilly, all the way from France. My cousin, the bride, was a princess, the groom her prince. As they stood on either side of the wedding cake, she stretched out to kiss him. Her sleeve caught on the cake. It tinted, but it did not fall. The guests all sighed in relief. It was a sign. Their love was strong. It was a good omen. We all applauded and then we danced. That night, I put my piece of wedding cake under my pillow to dream of the man I would marry one day. He came to me out of the shadows of dream, a dark stranger with a face like the dark side of the moon, like a shadow, like a tomb. That's what I remember now. The cold moon shining on his face. I waited years to find him. The other girls married and the invitations stopped as I passed the marrying age. Old maid, they whispered, spinster, no second best for me. It would be the one I dreamed of or nothing. Finally, I found him, a clerk in my father's office, a decade younger than me, penniless. But his eyes shone like the stars when he saw me. My father objected. The clerk was too young, he said, too poor, nothing but a fortune hunter. But if he wanted grandchildren, I'd have to marry someone before it was too late. So the banns were issued, the invitations sent, the wedding feast prepared. This would be the grandest wedding Newtown had ever seen. Every detail perfect. The cake, sugar and fruit, the patterned icing matching the lace on my wedding dress, chantilly all the way from France. Finally, the grand day arrived. The vicar, the guests, the street urchins, everyone waited. All eyes were on me as I swept, so proud in my cloud of lace, down our stairs. A little while longer and finally I would know. The the secrets of the marriage bed. He was not there. We waited and waited. He did not come. First, the gentle jokes. Is the bride that should be late? Then the tapping of the fingers, the anxious looks, the nervous titters, the quiet that fell on the audience when they realised what had happened. The grandest wedding in Newtown was the biggest joke in Newtown. The urchins would ape me behind my back the way I walked, the way I hid from people. The shopkeepers could barely suppress their smiles. The questions. Was there ever a bridegroom? Was he just a figment of my spinster's imagination? Why did he run from the opportunity to marry Fortune's daughter? Am I so hideous that even the lure of gold could not bind him to me? No matter the answers to those questions. No matter, the damage was done. I retreated from the looks and whispers, the scorn and pity, to the safety of my house, to my books, to my treasures, to my birds and animals. Those would never leave me, never judge me, always love me. My dear Sarah, the only friend left to me, kept the house and took care of everything. The vicar, the lawyer, the doctor, they were my only visitors. They at least pretended to be polite to me as they asked me for more money for their pet charities. And now, my wedding dress becomes my shroud, as I am laid out at last, but not to rest. My naked body sleeps in its satin-lined coffin beneath the ground, another feast for the worms, my friends. My naked ghost dances free at last beneath the moon in St. Stephen's churchyard. Alive, I long to know the mysteries of life I only read about in books. But all I learnt was this: life is not a piece of cake. That was the story of Miss Eliza Donnithorne, who can really be found in St. Stephen's churchyard to this day, dancing under the moonlight. And she was the model for Dickens' Miss Havisham in Great Expectations. Although not as crazy or being as Miss Havisham was. Just sad. My name's Lucia and I'm here to talk to you about love. He called me the blood rose as I danced in the eastern star with a Persian singer to the sweet sad sounds of the dobro played by another man who asked me to go out back with him and smoke a joint after telling me about the voices in his head. Kept on dancing and he called me the blood rose. Everything else he said was in Spanish, no comprendo, amigo, feliz cumpleaños. He had the voice of a poet in the eyes of a madman. How could I not fall in love? Even for just 5 minutes. The petals of the rose are soft like my skin, but you need to break its thorns to touch me. The petals of the rose are the colour of blood, like my lips, like your fingertips, torn and pricked as you push all the way to my heart. I am the blood rose. Pluck me. As long as you keep making coffee for me every morning, I'll stick around for another 37 years. Actually, it's 40 now. Just did the sums in my head. Yes, that's a promise I can actually keep. I'll be 97, you'll be 100. It'll take a year or two. Some bright-eyed kid from the local paper, if papers still exist, or the local community radio thing, will come interview us, dear old people. We will offer them a warm beverage and cheese on crackers. They will ask, how is life different now from the old days? We won't tell them how every poem I write is a coded message to freedom fighters everywhere, how we still hope we can save the planet from its human parasites before we die. We won't tell them how we managed to neutralise the chips inside our heads. Instead, we'll smile sweetly. That kid is feeling a bit bored as you reminisce about how the biggest IBM computer had less power than the smartwatch we now on your wrist. I'll say to them, change catches up with us before we know it. He still makes me coffee every morning. That's why I keep him around. And he actually does that too, you know. Isn't that nice? This is in honour of my footwear. Let's dance. Let's put on the red shoes and dance those blues away. Let's dance. They put the red shoes on her little feet the day she was born. How sweet she looks in those little felt slippers. The way she flexes those little toes. She's a dancer already. Ballet, jazz, tap, classical, modern, hip-hop, new vogue, foxtrot, ballroom, on point. She went to all the classes. She danced to school, she danced on her way home, she danced with the boys, she danced with the girls. Such joy as she danced to an endless whirl. The red felt slippers gave way to red sandals, ballet shoes, tap shows, stilettos, thongs, leather, satin, canvas, Kevlar. She could dance in anything as long as it was red. She danced till her feet grew hammer toes, corns, calluses, bunions, blisters, until her feet bled redder than the colour of her shoes. Still she danced. She danced through shin splints, stress fractures, torn Achilles, ripped hamstrings. She danced until her feet were stumps, until the flesh fell off her bones. Still she danced. Still they applauded. She danced. A grinning, wayward skeleton in elegant red satin ballet shoes and tattered tulle. She danced until her bones splintered, 1,000 crystalline shards shattering on the night wind. She dances still, 1,000,000 mineral motes out there in the ether. Sometimes we feel something we can't define, tickling our skin, invisible and light as a feather, a touch, a kiss. Sending that old familiar chill down our spine, and we applaud once more. Let's dance! If you've ever read the true version of Hans Christian Andersen's Red Shoes, you'll know where I got that idea from. And now, I'm going to give you all a happy ending. I once read this to 100,000 people at Newtown Festival. So there you go. That was my Wembley moment. This is no fairy tale. This is no fantasy. I am no long-haired pale Rapunzel sighing in the tower for her prince. I'm no cinders after the ball on her red raw scrubbing the damp palace floor. I'm not slicing off my glittering mermaid tail just so that I can dance with you all night long. I like the smell of seaweed and ocean spray. I'm the wicked witch, baby. I'm the queen of fire and ice. The bad girl who has all the fun, goes to all the parties, dances with all the boys. The one in tight black leather riding off by herself into the sunset. I'm the girl who takes her own consequences, who makes her own happy endings. All you princesses backbiting me in the corner, while I'm the one here on centre stage. You regret that old woman's promise turned out to be your nightmare. Princess for one night in a fancy dress, shoes that pinch your toes, one lifetime rocking the cradle, washing your prince's socks while he swills beer playing footy, watching the footy. But there's something about you, baby. It sets you apart from the pack of baying boys who make the mistake of thinking I'm a quarry, not a hunter. I want to take you into my heart darkness, gild your skin with the light of my fire, make your body my glove. I stretch out right inside you, settle myself into your bones, your blood, your sinews, your cells, lodge so deep inside of you, there's no getting rid of me. I'm at home in the palace I've made of your flesh and blood. My unreliable heart pumps, not missing a beat in time with yours. My panting breath exhales through your mouth. We reflect each other with eyes not our own, some new mysterious hybrid creature, visible only to each other in the dark of the moon. This is our own happy ending, baby. Let me in, I'll show you why the real thing is better than any fancy. Thank you.